Hello there, and welcome back to Yggdra Union. Now, I didn't mention it before, but the reason why I recommend you play normal instead of hard is number 1, because it's easier, number 2, because it's the best experience for someone unfamiliar with the game, especially because it can get very hard later on, and you won't always get the MVP, so you may not always grow very strong in your characters. The bloated enemy stats from hard mode might be too difficult for you to handle. With that said, let's continue the game. But what's this? The continue button is not continue? Instead, it is a save state from where we were on the last map. So yeah, this is another quality of life change for the Nintendo Switch version and the PC one as well, which allows you to simply go back to the menu, which we can do from here, by going to a title screen, and you can save state your way through each turn in case things are too hard for you to handle. Which is a nice thing to have, though. Yeah, it is a nice thing to have, straight up, because it can help you plan out your turns better. Let's actually continue our game by loading the data. This time we have gone through the Joseph Wall to the West Orlando.
Melinor's old friend, Killie, destroyed a key structure at the Jaws of the Wolf, which blocked the Imperial Army's pursuit. Thanks to her, Yggdra and the others were able to escape the Black Knight Leon and safely reach Orlando Plains. Once there, they found the Royal Cavalry under attack by the Imperial Court sorcerer, Yudi, with only Durant's unit remaining.
Rather short intro. Battlefield 3, West Orlando.
Uh-oh, that's your main force? They're not looking so good.
I don't believe it. It was quite sizable before.
Well, they won't hold out much longer. What's the plan?
Boss, we're back!
So, how's it look out there?
The Royal Army is nearly sunk! But the 3rd Cavalry is still putting up a good fight!
The 3rd Cavalry? That's Durant's unit!
They're doing their best, but they're short on manpower. We might be able to help if we hustle.
All right, all men to battle! We've got to get there while there's still an army to meet!
We're surrounded.
We've got you now. You won't last forever, so you might as well give up now. If you surrender, I'll spare your lives.
Surely you jest! A Royal Knight never surrenders! We will give you one last chance to withdraw.
Well, aren't we brave? Good luck, tough guy. You'll need it. Get them! Finish off what's left of the Royal Army.
Victory condition, rendezvous with Durant. Defeat if any of the 3 are defeated. Now then, once again, sadly, we can't do anything on our battle preparations, but by pressing CL we can check at least our unit status. And I want to point out here is Melinor's luck. As you can see, he has 3 stars in luck and 2 tiny stars. These 2 tiny stars are the points he got from the MVP of the last map. And so these stats can grow very quickly as you get more and more MVPs. The better you play, the more MVPs you get, the stronger you become, the easier things become, the better you play. It's an endless loop of strength, a positive loop. And another thing about the tiny stars is the way they work. Looking at the stats, Gen, Attack, Tech, and Lock, only the big stars count, but the tiny stars influence the rate at which they grow. So, for example, the Gen stat needs 4 tiny stars in order to reach 3 big stars. The Lock stat needs 4 tiny stars in order to reach 4 big stars. And right, the MVP matter a lot because the MVP of the first map allows us to have 3 big stars in attack. And well, all these stats are hard to develop at the start, but they are very easy to get at the end because the experience required to grow each stat becomes less and less as it grows higher. As 2 big stars in the Gen stat require 8 tiny stars, but 3 big stars require only 6 tiny stars, and 4 tiny stars require only 4, 5 big stars require only 2, and lastly 6 big stars, which are the maximum stats a unit can get. But well, not much to do in the battle preparations. Let's select everything and begin the map. Alright, before we begin the map, let's check the terrain. The locations, nothing to see, and the geography. A lot of it is grass, with a bunch of villagers and bridges, and exactly 2 wasteland tiles. Which means that Yggdra will no longer have the wasteland combat skill, and will no longer be practically invincible. And we can see the units and the formations. The formations don't matter right now, but the units do. Group 1 is UD Squad, and Group 2 is the Imperial Soldier Squad.
Boss, the enemy can use magic!
Keep your guard up, guys. If we don't join up with the Royal Army, we're in trouble.
So, the enemy is the one who attacks first against Duran. However, Durant has 3 stars in attack, while the enemy has 2 stars in attack. So he should be able to win, despite the enemy getting a bit of battle affinity by going in his Rage 1 mode. And victory! Right. So we can simply a tutorial first. Ren's unit is surrounded by enemies. We need to hurry. Wait, running in there without thinking is just asking for it. You need to pick your targets with weapon affinity in mind. Weapon affinity? Each weapon type reacts to other weapons differently. Like I said before, the weapon triangle. Axes are strong against spears, spears against swords, and swords beat axes. My weapon type is sword, and yours is axe, I see. That's right, and being on top makes it easier to fight. You forget, open the menu with the L button. Check weapon types. Some enemies over there have rods though. Magicians, huh? That's a pain. What's our buff? Swords, spears, and axes. We can deal with them right now though. Okay, then let's focus on saving Durant. Just as Miller said, our focus is saving Durant. We don't need to engage with any of these rod users. And as you can see, now at a disadvantage when facing against a sword unit, because I no longer have my wasteland combat skill. But at the very least, I can attack this knight.
Alright, here we go!
And here we see the weapon triangle in action. I'm at +2 affinity, because axes with lances, and the enemy is at -2 affinity, because lances are bad against axes. We go aggressive, and defeat him quickly.
Why you? Why you? There! Get lost!
And we didn't manage to defeat him. Why? Because our steel card simply doesn't have enough power. 1145 is simply not enough. Oh man, that sucks. How unfortunate. And I want to put Yggdra here, just so that she can deal with the Imperial Soldier wielding swords. I can do it! You see, the CR button doesn't only undo moves, it also undoes combat engagements. So I can once again attack if I want to. This time I will do so with a better card, because I can also undo my card selection. So this time, I want a card with more power. Man, I want to train up Sanctuary, but Banish is another card I recommend training. And this time, instead, I will use Revolution, because we got from the battery. I said it won't be helpful to us right now, but it is, surprisingly enough. I can't reach the sword, but that's fine, because I can reach the knight. This is the perfect time to introduce this feature, which I haven't used. The R button you see right in the top right corner. This is the speed of battle, which you can accelerate at will.
There! Why you? Why you? There! Why you? Get lost!
Quickly defeated. That's why card power matters. So pick the cards you like, and the more you use them, the stronger they become. The easier, the harder you win, the easier battles become. Because I'm not adjacent to any enemy, they should attack Durant, but he will win because he has great stats. And this is a good time to talk about the 4 stats: Gen, Attack, Tech, and Luck. The first stat, Gen, influences how strong you are against charges, which means that Durant is really strong when he's being attacked. The attack stat, self-explanatory, indicates how well you fight in hand-to-hand combat. The tech stat, which influences how good you are when charging an opponent and counter-charging. And lastly, the luck stat, which does various things, the most important one being getting droppable items. That's why the knight with worse stats should lose to Durant every time. And this unit doesn't move, thankfully. Oh man, that's why charging matters. And because Durant is a green NPC, we cannot control him. So we cannot go aggressive. Means he's most likely to lose this engagement. How unfortunate. Yep.
For the Empire!
Stands Durant, he knows nothing, and it's our turn. The boss of these units is... Can I identify it? I can't. But it's this guy. Now... Banish... Should have enough power, but I want the card with most amount of power. Which is Mind Change. This is where strategy becomes very important. I could attack from here against the knight and defeat him. But if I do that, this fencer will attack me and I will lose. So I don't want to do this. The same goes for Yggdra against this fencer, but loses against this knight with a spear. So instead, I will try this. Let Yggdra handle this sword user. I really won't be using the beat up button a lot because I want to enjoy the fights. In particular the battle theme of each unit. They're just very nice sounds. Although I will be using it a lot later on with NPCs and when fights take much longer. Just this slice with the Holy Sword. And that is how it fits. That's Yggdra's power! This I can put Miller here, and so the knight will be generally at a disadvantage when attacking. Still goes for Durant.
Don't fall behind!
He should win this time. And immediately I go back on my word and make things go quickly. You can control the speed right here, but you might as well go with 5 times the speed.
Good!
Yep, that's a win! And the boss... Yes, the boss of the squad doesn't move. Normally, the fencer would move here to block my way, but because I defeated him, he did not, and the boss of the squad doesn't move. Now, He's weak enough that Banish should do the trick, but I want to train up Sentry. And sadly, you have to be to the 2 adjacent bases with Durant. Forming that S formation is not enough. That was a terrible charge, because Yggdra has a terrible tech stat. 1 star. Alright, 1 star need 10 tiny stars in order to reach the next big stars. still, there is much room to grow. Should lose this fight because the enemy has +1 battle affinity, and yet now +2 battle affinity because of his max level rage. Thankfully, the game was lenient enough. No! Man! Nah, I take it back. I should have used Vanish from the start. I want to play this as well as possible. Even at the cost of receiving my turn when I should simply accept the outcome.
Thank you, everyone!
This we win. And sadly, because Yggdra initiates a union, we can move to this phase and begin the next phase. But we can at least put Mjolnir here so that he can engage the knight and win. This turn, and now the Empire's turn. And he attacks me. And we win this. This is the importance of positioning and the weapon triangle. And of course the movement. You always want to put yourself in as much advantage as possible.
Why you?
And
Get
once again,
lost.
an easy victory for Leonor. Turn, and our turn. Now, I will actually take this chance to train up Sanctuary very quickly, and then move Yggdra adjacent to Durant.
Alright, here we go!
Ah, critical hit! Just as I intended to make this simple. During the charge, a powerful attack known as a critical hit can occur. I was wondering when that would happen. If a critical hit occurs, the opposing unit's head, the unit leader, will fall, leaving the unit in a state of panic. If the timer at the top of the screen reaches 0, the unit will recover from its state of panic. Oh man, that was a terrible time to
Get
pick the
lost.
speed up function. But yes, critical hits instantly defeat the head of the Union and leave them in a state of panic, letting you win easily, completely allowing me to train up that card completely. This can't be! I can even pick up his item with Yggdra. The item he dropped is the medallion, which I use exclusively for moral recovery. To the victor, the spoils. And we get to visit the village. Be careful! These Imperial Army men are elite soldiers. Fighting them head-on will only get you killed. We got to outwit them, understand? Of course. Just as I did. Rendezvous with Durant? We saved the 3rd Cavalry. We did it! 3rd Cavalry, your forces are here! Sorry, you succeeded. Successfully rendezvous with Durant.
Who are you? What do you mean, who are we? We're here to save your bacon!
Help? Your allies? I'm Millinor, the leader of these lovable scamps. Who's Durant?
I am he. Brave thief. What is it you ask of me?
I'm here to return something you lost.
Durant!
Princess! You're safe.
These men saved me. It is good to see you unharmed as well.
That I am. However, my ranks have been somewhat thinned. Fortunately, my pride as a royal knight has suffered no damage. Princess, this is for you.
This is the White Phoenix. The Fantazinian flag.
The White Phoenix stands for justice. You are the throne's sole heir. The kingdom's last hope. The royal cavalry shall fight alongside you to the end. We are at your command.
But... what should I...
You want what's yours? Then there's only one thing to do.
I understand. To defeat the Empire that took our homes and families. To bring peace back to our kingdom of Fantazinia. I hereby form the Royal Liberation Army.
Long live the princess! I will fight for Paltina until I breathe my last!
And with that, we recruit Durant, the 3rd Cavalry. And he is our 3rd playable
Brachia
unit.
has placed a blockade on Paltina, our capital. However, they have not yet attacked the eastern regions. We should retreat to the east and regroup.
Sounds about right. We're short on manpower.
I understand. We shall make for the east then.
Princess! The Imperial Army is giving chase. Their lead force is Yudi's Sorceress Unit.
Hey, they don't make it easy for us, do they?
Durant?
Princess, in order to safely advance east, we must attack our pursuers to prevent them from following.
He's right. If there's enemies ahead, we could be caught in between.
Very well. Let's engage them here.
We all on the same page? Good. Now let's get them!
And so, it changes from a Save Durant map to a Defeat All Enemies map. And he's no longer a defeat condition. So you can let Durant lose all his morale and he will still... you won't lose.
They won't escape me. I was so close. It wasn't for those meddling thieves.
Magister, they seem to have taken refuge up ahead.
I see. Hurry, everyone. If we let them escape, then it was all a waste of time.
Yes, Magister.
Ha! Look at that formation!
Their haste is their undoing. They couldn't stay together.
Now's our chance. This should be a piece of cake.
Esquire Milano, please take care of the princess.
No, I'll fight with you.
Don't worry about her, Durant. She can handle herself.
That's right.
It'll speed things up, too.
Very well. Please be careful, princess.
Thank you. But you need not worry.
Onward!
Right. So, with Durant here, we have a complete weapon triangle of lance, axe, and sword. Quite a nice starting roster. And also, that was the last time we ever saw Flunky. Which is a shame, because I like him. Although he appeared one more time later. It's fine. This time I will choose the Sanctuary because it's the card I want to train up. Durant, there are so many enemies! Can we make up for the difference in numbers? As you say, we are at a disadvantage, but... there is a proven strategy to defeating large armies. What is it? It utilizes our formations and is known as uniting. Formations, huh? Something you pick up as a thief? Yeah, this is the first I've heard of it, boss. Hey, I knew I was wrong. I knew Funky appeared one more time. Then allow me to explain. Uniting is where several units join forces against an enemy. In fact, they form a union, a Yggdra Union. All units should unite? Where possible, yes. However, there are limitations. Unions can only form in certain points around the Union leader. Union leader? It must mean the lead attacker. My talks exactly, boss! Now, about two certain points. Formations have two types. The first formation is the X-type. This is when a male unit becomes a Union leader. That's type for you and me, right? Indeed, Squire Leonor. We are both males. Here, other units should be diagonal from the leader. The other formation is the plus type. This is the formation that occurs with a female leader, which will be me. Precisely, princess. Units should be directly in line with the leader. It sounds hard to pull off. I assure you, it's less difficult than it seems. You can check formations in the battle order, so I have no doubt you'll get used to it soon enough. Yeah, maybe you're right. Also, allow me to explain the advantages of unions. The number of units participating varies by formation, but the side with fewer units must fight successive battles. From the second battle on, a unit will start with fewer members. The successive battle handicap, huh? It's not a good idea to take on too many at once. Uniting, however, will allow you to outnumber the enemy. Exactly. It is a useful tactic to weaken powerful foes. Remember, we can only make one attack per turn. So in order to effectively strike several enemies, we should make full use of our unions. Yes, we need to keep track of positions while fighting. And boy do you need to keep track of positions. Because if I were to fight right now, Durant will fight against this knight, and Yggdra, included in the X formation, will fight against a Lancer with Ignite, and will lose pretty badly. So we want to move her out of the way. And in doing so, we find an item. What are these? They're quite abundant here. They have a pleasant scent. Eco curry nut. Right, we have gathered a lot of items, but no way to use them right now. Maybe later. Not maybe, we will definitely use them later. Another thing about Durant is that he's very different from Leonor and Yggdra. If you see on the left side, we can see the weapon type, Axe, the union type, X, the size of the unit, small, and the move type, Walk. The difference between Yggdra and Leonor are quite obvious, the Axe and Sword and the X and Plus formation. But Durant has a large size and horse movement. What this means is that Durant has 4 HP instead of 8, and he has the ability of moving through enemies, which Leonor and Yggdra cannot. So I can do this and put myself into a good formation. But I can do better than this, because this is not exactly a good union for me. If you see the battle predictions, the knight, which should be destroyed by Milner, has an even prediction instead. But how? How does the lance have an equal matchup against the axe? Well, just as Milner has the Wasteland combat ability, which makes him practically invincible in Wasteland, this knight right here has the road combat and the bridge combat skills, which makes him very strong when standing on bridges or roads. And the same goes for Durant. And this is a bridge, so you don't want to fight him on the bridge terrain. Instead, I will take this chance to defeat one of these two guys. And we can even dogpile him with Milner if he manages to survive. So yeah, I'll defeat the fencer. That way Milner will always have a good matchup.
I challenge you!
As you can see, Durant has 4 HP instead of 8, and he withstood that countercharge very well.
Stand your ground!
Not only because of his high gen stat, but also because he's a large unit. Large units are better at... They are better at receiving charges and countercharges, because they're less likely to lose HP. However, they are more vulnerable to critical hits because they instantly deal 1 large unit of damage, which is the equivalent of 2 small units. So that's the advantage and disadvantages of being large. Now I have one more move, and I will move Yggdra here, but this will put her in this union, so I don't want to do that. Instead, I will only have this union with Durant and Milner, and Yggdra can rest behind lines where she is safe from these lance units.
I'm not going down!
Axes against Lancers, Milner wins pretty easily. That's why I put this unit right here. Positioning is key. The most important thing you can and must do in this game.
Don't fall behind!
Now Durant. He will most likely win. However, the knight reached max range very quickly. But with more attack and HP, Durant should win. And he does!
Good!
Which is nice. And we make Sanctuary stronger. Positioning, positioning, positioning. Now, which card do I want to train up? Part of me says Steel, but I don't need it right now. Or do I? No, I would rather train up Vanish. Princess, there is one more thing to consider in battle. What is that? We must listen to the people. There are all manner of people living in this land. They are displayed as icons on the field map, so if you have time, you should pay them a visit. Thank you, I remember that. Hey, they might even give you some treasure. Of course, the thief says that. And Yggdra is... I don't know its rewards. Oh yeah, don't forget to search the map. Search? If you stop on certain squares, you can find items. Try moving to suspicious spots if you have leftover movement. I see. I'll try it. Remember that just passing through won't do you any good. You need to stop right in front of it. Right on top of it. So yeah, for example, there is an item in this tile right here. So if I move like this, I won't find anything. Only by ending on this tile. Oh, what was that? A trap! That was dangerous. Somebody could have been hurt. But of course, I don't want to pick up the item yet. I want to visit the village. That's what the tutorial said. You are... Princess Yggdra? Hooray, it's the princess! She's alive! I'm sorry to have worried you all. I am alive and well. Rest assured, I'll reclaim the kingdom. Huh, she's pretty popular with the people. And this is the best use of all your leftover movement. This is the reason why we want to use all those high movement cars.
I challenge you!
Oh man, this would have been the right time to use steel. Well. It should be another easy victory for Durant, especially because we initiate with combat. Initiating with combat and positioning. The main thing you want to do. Ugh, that was a close fight. But it was useless. And we simply end our turn, since we can't move anymore. Oh boy! The witch move. Not what I planned.
Don't fall behind!
This is terrible. Do we lose? Yep, we lose. But yeah, this is why I didn't want this to happen. I lose this one, yeah.
Have you learned your lesson?
Because Dave's rods, they are good against the weapon triangle. Thankfully, Durant is very strong, so he withstands that loss quite well. And of course, the knight on the bridge is able to stand up against Neonor.
Why you?
We should still win. Yes, we should win.
Why you there?
Yeah, and that's the other thing about good terrain. It's even stronger for enemies because he gets +2 from being on the road and +1 from his rage gauge. So he's able to really stand up to Neonor.
Get lost!
Close, but not quite. How much? I wonder. Okay, normally this witch should stay behind lines and she should not be a problem, but he decided to become a big problem. So how do I handle it? I know. This is where dynamic thinking comes in. This is the importance of strategy. So, I move Grunt here, and on top of it I visit the village, and get an item. Say, that's some fine fur you've got there. This is the fur we picked up in the previous chapter. Previous battlefield. Give it here and I'll make you something good. We lost the fur and we gained the fur coat. This is why you want to pick up as many items as possible. To get as many items as possible, which have various uses, various strong uses. The fur coat will be key on a later map. So, since this is the situation now, I want to do this. Why? Because Yggdra may stand up against the witch. Also, I can do this. A very curious formation, huh? You see, this way, is this a very curious formation because nah, forget it. This is a very important formation because this way Yggdra fights against the witch and she should maybe win, maybe lose, doesn't matter. Mirror fights against the knight and he wins, in theory at least, and Durant can follow up against the witch and maybe win, maybe lose, who knows, doesn't matter. We initiate combat. These are first proper look at rod users. You see, Battle Affinity works differently for rod users. They get +2 Battle Affinity against the basic weapon triangle, but the basic weapon triangle, in this case the Sword of Yggdra, is not at a disadvantage. She's not at -2, instead she's at +0. Which means by going aggressive, I can more or less be at fight even. But I have a rather small skill gauge, so... not going as even as I would like. Still, thanks to the block counter from Yggdra, this is a win.
Thank you, everyone.
Not quite a loss. Still too weak. But this is why we pick it. We're going to train it.
Alright, here we go!
Critical hit! Nice! And this is the advantage of being a large unit that I mentioned. Critical hits are influenced by luck. The higher your luck, the more likely you are to land critical hits, and the more likely you are to not be hit by a critical hit. Conversely, the lower your luck, the more likely you are to be hit by a critical hit, the less likely you are to land critical hits. That's why luck is an important stat. That's why knights, despite having good gen and therefore good defense, they aren't always the most defensive unit when you can break through them with a critical hit through their low luck.
Get lost!
The perfect victory! And a defeat, right? Yep. And Durant?
I challenge you!
Yep, he wins this. See, thankfully the game gave us low attack power on these rod users so that we can handle them. As well as a low gen stat so that we can really defeat him when initiating combat. Also, you may notice that the witch is already at max battle affinity, max rage. This is because the skill gauge is retained from combat to combat, not only for the enemy, but also for you. You, the player, can retain skill gauge in your next combat if you don't use it. But since I keep using all of it, there is no... I'm not retaining any of it. Beat the knights, I'll move Duran on the bridge. Do I? Not my best movement usage, but it will do because I want to be in good terrain against this witch when she inevitably attacks me. Yep. And now that I am on the bridge, I am strong against the witch. All the way to +2. Youch! Strong charge! Still, I believe in Durant. Come on, road bonus and 1 attack. He can do it. Durant! No!
Have you learned your lesson?
Even with a good plan, not everything goes as you would like. Also, you see the witch skill gauge? It starts all the way back to 0 because he defeated us. The skill gauge for the enemy is retained when you defeat them, but it resets back to 0 when they defeat you. So that's the nice consolation they give to you, the player, who can't build the rage gauge passively. And of course I lose. Witches are strong on the attack! Right now I want to move as forward as possible, so I will choose Revolution and defeat the witch.
I challenge you!
Man, so many critical hits, and it's only the 3rd map.
Good!
Magister Beauty.
Also, is this... What is Yuri doing there? Who has more morale? Yggdra has better gen stat. Minor has more morale. Okay, here. I will do that formation. The Imperial Army here are no weaklings. Just keep your head and you'll be alright. Got it? Oh yeah, I already visited that. But anyways, with this formation, the witch will attack Yggdra and Durant will defeat her when she is all tired up. Also, she will suffer from battle penalties, which maybe will allow me to win. Hopefully. This is also the reason why I put Yggdra first, so that she can tank the loss and the others can handle the witch. In fact, I will go passive in order to build my skill gauge all the way to 85. 75 should be enough. Now, I will lose, but Leonor will retain his skill gauge.
Have you learned your lesson?
And he may be able to defeat the witch. Hopefully.
I'm not going down!
Yes, he can. If I go aggressive, I fight even against her. Free attack, this is a win. I build up out of skill gauge from going passive with Yggdra. These are the tactics that the game tries to teach you, but well, it can't teach you that. You only learn that through experience.
Get lost!
Narrow victory, but a win nonetheless.
Magister Beauty!
Nice. Will she move? Man. Which card? I don't really want to train up any of these cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I want Duran to engage this witch alone from this terrain, the bridge, where he has the advantage. Also, another thing about terrain is that normally it's 10%. It's 10% for most units, but if you have the combat skill, the terrain gives you even more defense. And this 20% defense influences is a 20% decrease in how much morale you lose when you lose. So you want to be on good terrain in order to minimize your losses. He did not move. He's bad. Sometimes the AI in this game is atrocious. Still.
I challenge you.
Come on, come on. I want to lose this.
Stand your ground.
Look at that. The witch is at red star. Why is this the case? Why is she at +2 instead of +1? This is because of her item, which gives her the fire attack up skill, which means that whenever she goes aggressive and she gains the fire element, it becomes even stronger. So yeah, I will lose this, but that's fine. I plan to lose. So that Yggdra may be able to win. Maybe. The way you're meant to defeat Yuri is by using that bridge, but she refused to move. The AI won't be like that. Block counter! Oh man, she's much stronger than the generic witch. Thanks to her item and her 2 attack. This should be a narrow win. And victory, victory, victory. No way.
Thank you, everyone.
Okay. Man. Yeah, level up. Right, units get more experience from winning engagements and fighting stronger foes. %20 defense. Man. It's fine, it's all part of the plan. It isn't, but whatever, I lose. No, even Yggdra will lose. I am not winning. I want to simply go aggressive and have her have as little HP as possible when she wins, so that she will deal as little damage as possible. But I want Yggdra Union second. Or move. Yeah, because she stands in the village, so I can't take the bridge or any good terrain. Still, even if Yggdra loses thanks to battle penalty, Milner should win. Oh yeah, this is another thing. Movement is tied to how much skill gauge you have when initiating combat. So this card with 4 movement gives me significantly more skill gauge than cards with high movement. For example, Steel previously gave me 10, 15%, but this card gives me 70. And I will go all the way down to 30 in order to minimize my loss. Let Yggdra have 100% affinity when she initiates combat. Yeah, Yggdra has 2 tech, right?
Just as I planned.
100% affinity, 100% skill gauge. Those doesn't hurt, man.
Here I
Also, Ellie is suffering from battle penalty. He started that fight at 7 HP. She has 1. He started that fight at 7 HP. So she will start her fight against Mjolnir with 6 HP. Consecutive battles means you get weaker and weaker. Making good use of the battle penalty is important against bosses. I think... No, she won, she won.
Thank you, everyone.
Yep. Making good use of that block counter charges. Mjolnir should win.
Alright, here we go!
No crit. Only has good luck. Yep, 3 luck. So only Mjolnir can get her item. Means Yggdra have bad luck.
Why you? Get
And the battle
lost.
penalty saves us. Not quite. I am my turn. And early attacks. And once again, plan is exactly the same. I want to minimize my loss with Durant. Maybe win? Maybe? But then I don't get her item.
Stand your ground!
Which is fine. Yeah, it's fine. I don't need the items.
Stand your ground!
Her item, the Ruby Staff, is something we won't be getting since Durant will win this engagement. The power of a good defense. Who needs a road, am I right?
Good!
That can't be.
It's unfortunate that we won't be getting that item, but it's fine. Not every item is needed. But this is why Durant is the best.
Magister Yudi!
The most reliable knight.
We're overpowered. I hate to do it, but we have to retreat.
Justice prevailed. Defeated the Imperial Army.
The Imperial Army is retreating!
Princess, shall we give chase?
No time. Looks like another company's moving in.
Commander Yggdra, Magister Yggdra's unit is...
We were too late. They seem to be nothing more than a loose band of rabble. Destroy them, men! Charge!
Victory! Defeat the Valkyrie Yggdra.
Are they a pursuit unit as well?
Probably. We should deal with them while we're at it. Let's show them what we got!
And she gets to go first. But it doesn't matter. Because we're too far away for her to attack. Here we have it. The Valkyrie. He also has a fire attack up item, the Flamberg, but he doesn't have the fire element when going aggressive. She has the holy element like Yggdra. So yeah, it's a pretty much useless skill on her. However, she's significantly stronger than Yggdra. Level 5, 2 gen, 3 attack, 3 tech, 3 luck. Our poor Yggdra here with 3 gen, 2 attack, 1 tech, 1 luck. Still, because all of these are sword units and there is no wasteland terrain, Mjolnir will not do well against 6 Valkyries, unlike before in the first map of the game. But they're weak, so Durant can win pretty easily. Sanctuary or Steel? I'll turn up Sanctuary. Visit the village, except it's nighttime. They must be sleeping. Sometimes you are unable to visit villages during nighttime. Other times you are able to visit villages during nighttime, like this one, the town of Lent. And sometimes you can only visit villages at nighttime. These are the things you can only find out by simply moving and trying everything out. You can't really know this without trying. Now, with this position, Mjolnir is outside of combat, and yep, Yggdra and Durant should dispatch these units quite easily. I don't need the road when fighting against sword units because of weapon advantage. I use up all my aggression, no need to say it up. And victory, yep.
Good!
And the Sanctuary card is now at 1300 power. Very nice. It's getting stronger pretty quickly. Now, you would think I would go aggressive, but if I do that, things will happen. Oops, this will happen. It's covered by the text, but there is a gray icon there. That is the -4 affinity. In fact, it's 0 affinity. I'm doing 0 damage because Valkyries, like this one in Yggdra, have the Void Holy skill, which means that as long as the Holy element is present, there will be 0 damage done during the hand-to-hand combat phase. Also, Yggdra is not exactly a Valkyrie, she's a Sword Maiden, so she has the extra skill of being good in port terrain, which doesn't matter right now. But the point is, don't go aggressive with Yggdra against Valkyries because they have the Void Holy skill. Conversely, if the Valkyrie were to go aggressive against us, Yggdra would negate her attack thanks to their Void's Holy skill. do I want Yggdra first? Actually, I want to attack with Yggdra because I want to train her up. She's level 2 compared to my other level 3 units. But I will remove her from the Union so that Durant can take the brunt and win. The brunt of the charge and win against the 2 remaining sword users. Also, if both of them attack, we will get to see... Okay, we won't get to see it. I can... Let's see... 3 plus 2, an extra 2, banish moves perfectly. I can do this. I can't go aggressive, but Yggdra wins this. And get up. There we go. Yggdra's Void Holy skill activates. And she receives 0 damage from the opposing Valkyrie, while we are dealing damage against her. So the rage gain being killed automatically is not always good for the enemy.
Thank you, everyone.
And with that, I saved up all that kill gauge for Durant to go aggressive. And this way he should be able to easily win against the Valkyrie.
Stand your ground!
And... a win?
Good!
Fortune favors us today. Big damage. Ha, perfectly. And with this, I can move Durant here. It's a real army. I won't let you escape. We will give no quarter and expect none. Can you fight as bravely as you talk, Knight of the Kingdom? And with this, I am able to move Liner away, and so only Durant will fight the Valkyrie, and he will most likely win. Even though Yggdra has the Void's Holy skill, the Valkyrie loses her Holy Element when she's at max level of Rage, so you can't completely abuse the Void Holy. I can't let Yggdra be attacked, she will lose. But before I end my turn, let's actually visit the village. See what it has to say. Oh, a visitor! I don't get too many of those. Listen carefully. Be aware of your remaining cards. They can be the key to victory, you know? I know. If that village was an item, I will be unable to get this item because number one, I rewinded that move, and number two, Durant may defeat this Valkyrie this round. Also, because she has 3 luck, and my only 2 viable units have 1, and Miranor, the Axiom, has 3, is the only character with 3 luck, I won't be getting the Flamberge, sadly. But it's fine, because there is a chance to get the Flamberge later on in the game. Unlike the Ruby Staff from Ruby, which is no longer obtainable.
Stand your ground!
And yes, Aina loses. The first and second cavalry may be defeated,
Good!
but the third one remains strong. Just like I predicted, a win is a win. And we even get a level. Gen and attack up. Justice prevail. The Valkyrie Yggdra was annihilated.
What? How? They're not even real warriors.
Commander Yggdra, it's dangerous to remain here.
Very well. Withdraw.
Now, because of the unexpected movement from Yudi, who refused to approach me, and the witch that got in my way, I was unable to get the +2 MVP, but at least I got the +1 MVP, which is much more lenient and is what you will most likely see in most difficult maps of the game. We get Yudi's card. Oh, sorceress clad in the flames of hell. The Typhoon incarnation buried its fangs. The flame card.
We made it.
You're not bad with a sword, you know that?
I was just desperate.
Still, we can chalk up the Liberation Army's first win.
Plus, we've bought ourselves plenty of time. Let's use it well and get some distance between us and here.
As you say.
Well, that was a long map. But at the very least, we got introduced to that... we got introduced to that key mechanic of the game, the Union system. It's best to get used to it as soon as possible, because it's the key feature of the game. It's very fun to use, not only your own unions, but using the enemy unions against them. Very well then. That was it for today. Thank you for watching and have a nice day!